Hello everyone and welcome to the Road to Chaos. I am Shattuck Shademore, your game master, host and presenter this evening. And here we have the entire cast tonight, and we even have our illustrious guest, Abby the Bunny. Please everyone say hello to Abby, as she is now here. So we're in the London 2067 in the future. Things have gone to hell. Corporations have taken over the world. And here we find our heroes just coming out of, three of our heroes just coming out of a mission, finding some errant students who had gone urban exploring. So we find them there. We got Bastion charging across London, trying to finish not one but two of his missions. One being a favour that he owes to Taurus, the leader of the Moons. And without even any involvement in the main team, here is Abby's character, Sam, who is going about their normal business, unaware of the chaos which is about to be unleashed in the area. So let's make our introductions. Abby, would you mind introducing Sam?
Hi, just Sam's the normal orc. Apart from the fact that they change gender whenever they feel like it. So they're going to have some interesting time figuring out which gender they are in at any particular moment.
So there you go. Major Jewstrong, please introduce Bastion. You need to do push to talk.
Hello, my name is Bastion. I hate push to talk. I am a Japanese adept. I am rather adept, one might say, at wall running, free running, and general parkour.
Awesome.
I also carry a huge esclave.
Yep.
And my voice is on point.
Well, you know what happens when you have previous conversations before the stream. Always good.
Oh yes.
So, moving on, Borealis. Introduce.
I'm not Japanese. I am Borealis. I'm from the Faroe Islands, which is a little sort of island chain between Scotland and Iceland. I am an elf, and I'm a technomancer, so I'm really good with computers, basically. And push to talk. I can manage push to talk.
Yeah, you see, far more technical skills there. So, he remembers the right keys and the right code. It works. Moving on to the next window, we have Sidewinder, played by our player, who's called Bulldozer, not the character called Bulldozer.
Yeah, that could get a bit confusing. Sidewinder is a dwarf assassin who is quite good at driving his van. Apparently, we learned this a couple of weeks back.
Did you ever tell everybody what your van is in fact called?
No, I didn't. It never came up in conversation.
There you go. And finally, but by no means least, we have DJ Bluefang playing Wolf. Please introduce yourself.
And of course we have the best person saved till last, my character, as I am called Wolf. An ex-military man. I beat the crap out of anyone who gets in my way. And I have my magnificent blade and guns with me.
And his temper tantrums.
Just a few temper tantrums. Just a few.
Just a little baby tantrum.
Mainly when I drink too much whiskey.
Indeed. So, tonight we're going to start off from the viewpoint of Bastion. So, Bastion, you are making your way towards the Lambeth containment zone in a rather fast manner after a certain building exploded and a certain client was kidnapped. You make your way up to the wall, and you find there's 2 guards there looking quite bored out of their skull. They've got AKs, but they're not really being the part. They've been there because they have to be.
Stealth.
Okay, make your stealth roll. First roll of the evening, guys. First roll of the evening.
I was about to say, is he Naruto running it? Because that would be funny to see.
Yeah, no, you do get spotted. I think, and it's probably because you had come so fast down the road anyway that when you suddenly realise there's guards and you sort of duck,
Shit.
the guards go, "You're right there, mate. Careful with your footy. It's gonna get slippery if you do that."
Thank you. I continue free running ahead.
Watch out in there if you're going to the LCZ. It's not exactly a picnic.
I know.
The guards just look at Bastion as he charges into the LCZ, and they just sort of shake their heads and go back to their positions. Bastion and actually, and actually everybody can notice this about the area. Sam knows this far better because they live here, but the whole area is full of giant concrete buildings. It's basically old flats that were misused and left to rot, and the streets are peppered with just bits of fence, bits of building, lots of glass, bottles just strewn across the place. There's people just lying in the street, and just gunfire somewhere off into the distance. You realise you've gone from a relatively calm part of London into a boiling pot of crazy is this part of London, and it's the reason why no place and no company will insure you to go in here. What do you do?
I begin trying to find this this orc, or this that I've been informed about.
All right.
Or I like do surveillance of the area, see if there's, because an orc should be pretty easy to notice.
Fair enough. So you go into one of the obviously abandoned buildings, and you make your way up, towards the top floor to try and get like a proper surveillance of the area. Also, please excuse my camera because it can't decide where I am at the moment, so it's flickering in and out. I don't know why. But so you scan the area and you realise there's one very big road that's been carved through the middle of it, and the rest of it is just a warren of back streets and alleyways. Basically, the main area, there's a main thoroughfare, which you do notice there's a rather large hole by it, and some people scattered by the hole. You can't really tell what's going on down there, though.
Okay, let's get a closer look.
Does he hear a certain voice that he hates?
Gonna roll another stealth.
So you're going to stealth towards the giant hole in the main road.
I'll stealth towards the commotion and see if I can spot this orc in the crowd.
Go on then.
Alright, give us the moment. Gotta be living hard with cards.
It's a bit easier. It's a bit easier to stealth a bit closer. So you realise where the big thoroughfare through. You go straight towards it, and you, instead of just rushing out, you turn your head round the corner, looking round, and there you see a rather short elf figure with a cloak.
I'm gonna take in
Yes, I have a cloak.
take in these features. White hair.
You can't see at the moment. There's a small child attached to her cloak. There's five figures on the ground, all with their hands on their head, and she is pointing a gun down the line in a rather harried sort of fashion.
I'm gonna keep watching.
And-
Wait, do I recognise any of the people being gunny?
No, you don't.
Okay, never mind. I'm gonna keep watching them.
And as we pan away from Bastion, we focus now on our main team of Sidewinder, Wolf, and Borealis. You've just peeked over the edge of this scene. You see this girl who has her hood up. There's a little kid looking terrified behind her cloak as she points her gun at the 5 students that you're assigned to bring back alive. And what you hear is, "What the hell are you doing over here? Why are you blowing up the road? Why are you threatening us?" And the whimper of students who really don't know what to do in this situation. Over to you.
As I've learnt, you need to do an intuition check before anything else.
A perception check.
A perception check, sorry.
I get to use my cloak on camera.
Perception is intuition plus what? Or is it just intuition?
Intuition plus perception. It's a skill. Nice one. Bulldozer looking down his scope a bit to see what's going on there. What you see down your scope, you do see the flicker of white blonde hair, and you see a gun that you recognise, and you also recognise a very distinctive tattoo on the back of her hand. It's a very odd sort of tribalistic tattoo. It's the girl who helped you out before your first episode.
Interesting.
Wolf, she is quite. You also realise, Sidewinder, Wolf, you realise this. Her stance is that of a person who is rather scared and was not expecting this whatsoever, and very defensive. Did you make a roll at Borealis?
Yeah, I did.
Borealis, being the proverbial radar that he is, sees all this. You also catch the glimpse of red eyes, and you do also notice. You can notice due to your nature, there's another aura about her. You can't put your finger on it, but there's something different.
So red eyes, is that are there any creatures or mutants? I'm just treating this like Fallout, by the way. So are they like creatures or mutants or whatever that have red eyes, known for?
Is it a super mutant?
In the cyberpunk world, anyone can have red eyes. It's unusual, but it's not unheard of. You can get eye contacts that change your eye color. Some conditions will cause your eyes to change color. You've also met Echo, which her hair does that.
Cool. Okay, so if you say there's some sort of aura that I can't quite put my finger on, could that be some kind of like magnetic aura, like produced by something electronic, computery, techie?
Roll your resonance. So it's on your attributes.
Resonance?
Resonance. This is something that none of you have because, well, none
We're
of
not
you are
magic.
techies. Well, none of you are techies.
But no magic.
Resonance. I'm sorry, I'm trying to find.
We can't cast magic missile.
So your resonance, I believe, you put it up to max. So I think you are level 6, if I remember correctly.
Cool.
So that's 6 dice.
Not a bad roll. Actually, it's not a great roll, to be honest.
You definitely know she's magical, technical, magical. You can't decide which one.
But she's something.
She's got some. She's not mundane, is what you've determined.
And she's not expecting to see us, and she's scared of us.
She's not. Wasn't expecting a giant hole to open out in the floor. She was not expecting these 5 students to come rushing out, and she's also got a young child with her who is also terrified.
I think we should probably try and defend her, because these students are looking a bit crazy.
Hey, it's your turn. What do you do?
Tell you what, I'm going to go and speak to her with my
I observe.
really high charisma skill, which is 3.
Fair enough.
Can I do that?
So you clamber out to the
I
hole.
want to ask her what she's doing here.
Fair enough. You clamber out the hole, and she whips round and she points her gun at you, and she's like, "What's going on?"
Hey, we're just here to investigate some strange goings on. Some students have gone missing down the tunnel.
Am I seeing all this happening?
Yeah, you're seeing this all happening.
Can I hear them?
Yeah, you're close enough to hear them.
I'm gonna stealthily make my way down, and I'm gonna go.
I mean,
I'm gonna walk up behind them, but not like as a way like I reveal myself in a way. Like, and I walk towards them. I go, Squadron 1, what is taking you so long?
She immediately she turns and she fires a shot. It goes really wide, but you definitely freaked her out at this point. And
If you're going to aim, you better not miss.
Does anyone want to go for the diplomatic approach here? No, like,
But
Oh,
I walk forward and go, hold your fire. We have no quarrel with you.
stay where you are. Stay where you are. I'm protecting a child here. I don't want any of this. You blow up a hole. She points at the students. You blow up a hole in the road. You nearly damn well killed us. What is your business? And
Better tell them.
the students are terrified at this point. They have a gun pointed at their face. They just blew up a road. They weren't quite expecting it. And one of them stutters. Student, we're just urban explorers, all right?
Hold on. Either they could have been set up, or could have not been them in the first place. What's the evidence?
I'm no police, and there's no police around here.
So you don't have any evidence, and you're just pointing fingers. That's not a good way to do an investigation, and not a good way to protect your child.
And nor is it good to waste time. I do not have the time for this. She's looking around and she's like, right, you said students? And she points around at Borealis.
Yeah.
These ones.
yes.
These are students?
These are our students. They're urban. They claim to be urban explorers, but we've been ordered to bring them back. They're our bounty. They're worth a lot of money to us.
Ah. And she slightly lowers her gun. She's still got it ready, but she lowers her gun, understanding the situation. Ah, I see. You're Shadowrunners. And she tips her...
Would be correct.
She tips her hood back, and this incredibly long white blonde hair flows out.
Right.
Wait. Oh, don't know this person.
You were described a person with white hair and a weird essence about her.
I have a question.
Well, she needs to shower, weird essence, or something more.
She looks weird.
Really?
That doesn't smell like no L'Oreal strawberry shampoo.
She looks like somebody who you wouldn't forget her very easily.
Okay, I ask. I go. One moment. You deal with these students as you will. Does the name Gamma come anything with you?
She fixes a steely-eyed look at you, and she goes, "Yes, it does. What of it?" And she
We need to
wraps
talk.
the kid in her cloak. At
I'm
this
not here to
point.
harm you. I'm here on a mission myself.
I understand. This is not the place to stand around chatting. It's getting dark. And,
Let's move.
She taps on her. She taps her ear, and she mutters something. And Sam,
Can I listen in on this transmission?
go hacking. A hacking check. Sam, what you hear and you've been on standby. You know that something might happen. Is that your role there? Oh no. So you hear things have gotten interesting. We need to get Sarah away. We might need to bring some students, and there might be some other people, but keep Sarah away from the rest of them.
Okay.
She gives you the location of the main thoroughfare. You're fairly close today. Yeah, you easily hack into this signal, and you hear
No, Wolf.
and you hear that.
Okay.
What did I hear?
So you heard her talking to a person called Sam, telling them to get Sarah away, to bring that she's going to be bringing students and potentially others with her, but to keep Sarah separate from the rest. That's what you get, Sam.
Sounds like she's safe to me. Sarah's the girl, presumably, or the child. Well, he is a girl.
Do you say this to Gamma?
Gamma.
I do. I'm gonna tell her that I trust her.
Okay. And you hear the sort of
Mr. Temple arrives and blows things up.
What? No.
you hear the footfalls of heavy boots, and this orc turns the corner. Abby, describe how your character looks at this moment.
At this moment in time, they are just wearing completely white coat because they don't want to be noticeable because they have a reputation as a medic to uphold, but it's very obvious they're wearing a lab coat of some sort, or like a doctor coat. That's all they had on hand, and he's running straight towards Gamma and towards the children.
She has her gun lowered but sort of pointed in the direction of Bastion, as she sort of signs one-handedly to Sarah, and sort of urges her to go follow Sam. She turns to the rest of you and she goes, "Right, well, this is not the place to have an outward discussion. If you promise not to blow up the facility where we're going, I can take you there. If you're students, maybe you'll do something smart and follow my orc friend Sam. You respect them, and I swear to God, if any of you hurt Sam, you'll find my gun up your butt. Move it." And the 5 students look at the Shadowrunners and look at the orc and look at Gamma. And they start making a move towards the orc, who quite clearly looks like a doctor.
I kind of smile to myself a little bit. I like this one.
I come up behind Borealis with my gun drawn, and I'm just like, from what I can hear, she sounds cool. What's going on?
Right. So you guys are Shadowrunners, right?
Yes.
So some say.
All right. We've got a situation coming, and they're going to be coming right down that road there. It's getting dark. You really do not want to go back down in those tunnels when it's nighttime up here.
Before I heard some ghouls down there.
So what are we looking at?
So we've got 2 options. Either we run to the facility and hope that those who were following me aren't coming, or we wait here for the people who most certainly are coming and shoot the hell out of them.
But what about those kids? Where are they going?
We'll go to the facility afterwards. My orc friend's a medic, so any injuries that they have, they'll be treated. Assuming I don't have to give them any.
Well, how many are coming, do you know? Because I'm all for a gunfight, but it's all about
Do a
numbers.
perception check. Would that work? To be able to like hear the echoes coming down the tunnels.
You could do a perception check. She's not indicating the tunnel though. She's indicating down the street.
She said the street.
Street. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's just say I just had to do a kidnapping and a humanitarian kidnapping.
Ethical kidnapping. Cool. Right.
So-
well,
So it's a
not much of a fighter, but we do have 2 very good fighters and a dwarf assassin here. So I think we're in. I think we're in.
She's going to make a perception check on the lot of you to see what she gleans about you. Fortunately, this is actually one of the good things that she's good at. Evil team laugh. So right, okay, that's not a bad roll at all. So she looks over the lot of you. She sort of tries to assess. She realizes that one of you's probably ex-army. She sees the very fancy sniper rifle strapped to the back of Sidewinder.
He doesn't have it. He didn't bring it down the tunnel, remember?
Yeah, I don't have sniper rifle. I'm also still in the
We
tunnel.
had this problem
I haven't actually.
the other day.
He hasn't come up. He's standing back there because he's just like, do I come up? Do I stay hit? Do I
Sorry,
get away from the ghouls?
I forgot. She looks at Bastian. Sees quite a young fellow, obviously Japanese, still with a lot of blood all over his extraordinarily fancy suit. You realise, guys, that he is wearing a suit that is extraordinarily fancy and not his running suit.
A running suit.
Yeah. Normally he wears a free running suit. He is wearing a fancy ass suit.
I'm wearing a silver chromium style suit, which has like a hive weave pattern along the blazer jacket and trousers, with a white shirt, black tie, and a black belt with a silver dragon belt buckle.
And I was going to look over at Bastion and I'm just like, where the hell have you been and what the hell went wrong?
None of your business until we get this further discussed. Let's move.
Right, do we stand
Okay.
and fight or do we run?
Let's get to cover. We're not in any position to fight with this amount of people that need getting to safety.
Very well.
Do the students have guns?
Sorry?
Do the students have any form of weaponry?
No.
They're students.
They have like a survival knife. That's it.
Survival knife and some leftover KFC. Cool. Right.
Alright, if we're not fighting, let's move. And she starts heading towards the way that, oddly enough, not the same alleyway that the orc went. And she's indicating for you to follow her.
For once, I agree with Bastion. Let's move.
I'm gonna get out.
You guys are cowards. Right. Okay. Cool. Let's move out.
That's just offended.
And who thought you were the smart one?
I am the smart one. Yeah.
So Sidewinder, are you gonna follow them? Are you gonna be sneaky? Are you gonna follow them noticeably?
Yeah, sure. Why not? It doesn't really matter.
Well, I wolf shouts down to Sidewinder and I go, "Oi, Sidewinder, get up
I
here!"
smell a dwarf.
And he's digging a hole.
She turns and she looks and goes, "Another one of yours?"
Yeah, he's part of our crew.
Not mine, but I'd recognize him.
Wait.
Good day.
Sidewinder?
Of course, you scroll up. Nice.
She looks at you. It's like, Sidewinder, is that you?
Maybe.
I thought you. Never mind. We'll chat later. Follow me, the lot of you. And she leads you down a warren of streets, through back alleys, through some really dodgy parts. At one point, you think that she ran into a dead end, but actually there's like a tiny little sort of side gap that you had to squeeze through.
Interpretive dance.
You also heard as you were running down the streets various shouts coming from the main street, until you eventually get to another seemingly unassuming building that has a red cross painted above the door. You've arrived.
I hate the Red Cross.
And she dashes in.
Wow.
And it's a hospital. And
I hate hospitals.
I'm assuming, Sam, you have put Sarah in the safe place. Or have you taken her elsewhere?
Is she in the Upside Down?
Is she in the Shadow Realm?
Dun dun dun! Well, it is called Shadowrun, so it would make sense.
Yeah, in the Shadow Realm.
Guys, shut up.
Make me. Wait, no, don't kill me.
But she can.
Wolf is suddenly mute. Ah!
Give her the dog tape and
Sam, where do you put Sarah?
Yeah. They're safe. I kept them separated. I haven't had time to check them over yet.
Yeah.
Who are these people? I don't. Why? What's going on?
Good day.
They're all for those. They're all for those students, Shadowrunners. It seems. I've already seen. As she points over at Sidewinder, and she goes, "I've already seen this one get a kid out of that blooming school. He should be all right." And she looks at Borealis again and goes, "He's interesting. He's obviously ex-army. He's a kid. I'll take them upstairs and chat with them and find out what's going on. I'll keep them away from you if you like. You can come up if you like. Sure, it's your hospital." So, yeah.
You have to say that again. I missed a bit of that.
No problem. She says that she's going to take them all up to the second floor, and she's going to chat with them and find out what's going on. She invites you to flying cat. She invites you to join them for such discussions if you wish, because it's your hospital.
I just thought, I'm like, damn straight, Gamma, this is my hospital. Why are you bringing them to this place? I don't want trouble at the hospital. Come on, let's go. Shoot, up the sky. Go.
The last hospital I was in got blown up.
Don't say.
Did you blow up a hospital?
She turns to Wolf and goes, "I swear on everything that is damn well holy. You do anything here that blows this hospital up, I will shoot you."
I never said I was the one that blew it up.
You have my full permission to shoot him.
Yeah. So she basically drags a lot of you to the stairs and like goes, "Get up the stairs now."
Wait, when did you start having to get permission to shoot me?
Get
What?
up the stairs.
Okay.
I'm already up there.
She's a little less forceful with Sidewinder and Borealis, but she's still with Sam's help. You're getting very thoroughly shooed up the stairs.
What on earth is going on? Why are we getting shooed up the stairs? We're Shadowrunners.
I go upstairs and don't ask questions.
Yeah, same.
She goes up the stairs. She sort of puts the shutter over the stairwell, and she sort of, excuse me, and she just flicks her cloak off as if this is just like she just dumps it somewhere, and she's like, "Well, that was an interesting meeting. So yes, sorry for being brash and harsh. I don't usually bring my work to my friend's place. Frankly, I prefer not to." And the students all there, half cowering in the corner, looking utterly confused, and one of them has a serious amount of bruising on one side. So, explain what's going on.
That is a good question.
I'll let them explain the scenario first. I'd rather speak to you in private.
Very well. You three, go.
Well, I mean, we've just come down here looking for kids that disappeared, that were urban exploring, and then we bumped into you with the kids in a massive hole that just got blown up. So the best person to ask is the kids about why there's a massive hole in the road now.
Very well.
To be honest, I want to get paid. We went down into this deadly tunnel underneath London to find some idiot students, and we found them. Our end of the bargain is up.
That's fair.
We all
If you actually remember the briefing, we were actually hired to bring them back.
Yes.
Not just find them.
I'm sure we
I
could
did
not-
double and triple check this because I was all for just, photo, proof of life, let's get out the hell out of here. But,
Well,
Yep.
who hired you? I might be able to swing you some ease.
What's their
The woman
name?
in the pub.
Sorry?
The woman in the pub. I think that was the name she gave me.
A woman in the pub.
Yeah.
Well, I don't
Yeah.
have a cool
Yeah.
number for a woman in a pub, but
I had wrote her name down somewhere.
Wasn't it Eva or something like that? Had Bulldozer with them.
bulldozer.
Grace.
Yes.
Her name was Grace. She had
Grace,
a
that's
dwarf
it.
with a bulldozer and
I was close with
an
Eva. It wasn't
organisation called the Blades.
Oh, you're dealing with them. That should be fun. She sort of laughs in a sort of, oh dear, for you, but okay. And do you want me to call them so that you can get them out of here, or do you want to leave immediately with them?
Well, I mean, we've got Sidewinder's truck that we can use, van. We can get them back that way. Just need to find a way out back to where we began.
Fair enough. You'll have to stay.
How about if I bring the van here?
I
You're going
don't.
to transport some students in your white van.
That is true.
Yeah.
Is it a white van? If it's a white van, that's really dodgy.
Not a white van.
No. It's
If
red.
it's
Russian
black,
quality.
that's even dodgier.
Pershing quietly mutters to himself, "Don't worry, there's free candy."
I turn to Bastion and go, "You are messed up." Is there an access point to the road so we can move the truck here? That would be easier and
I'll
safer.
get Wolf to sort of intimidate them and scare them into coming.
I don't really think we have to
luring them in
scare
with
the
the
kids
van.
into coming anymore. I think they're probably shitting themselves enough. So
I'm gonna solve this. I'm just gonna walk forward and kneel down with one of the students. Hello.
Hi. Who are you?
And I'm kind of like, this is kind of like kneeling over this guy. My name is not important. You value your life correct?
Yeah. You're not gonna shoot me, are you?
You like to live.
Yeah.
Then you're going to go back with these people to wherever they want to go. Okay?
All right.
Otherwise you
I
will
turn-
die. Simple as that. Good, problem solved. They'll go with you.
I turn to them, cock my AK, and go, "Come with me if you want to live."
One of them has a suspicious wet patch on their trousers.
It's not my truck. We're putting them in.
No, it's out of my remit, that. I'm sorry.
Um,
Not what I could do.
Gamma
Let's
raises
go. Let's take them to the van.
Gamma raises her hand and go, "Look, I get you wanna get your payday as soon as possible, but you really, really do not want to go out there right now. You want to wait until it's day. You're welcome.
Would we-
You're
Okay,
welcome
so
to stay
Gav,
here.
what's out there? What's after us?
It's not what's after you. There's a curfew, and they will shoot anyone on sight. Also, the people who are after me are probably after you.
Who's they?
Do you want to be involved in my war?
I'm listening.
I'm gonna be honest. I just want my whiskey. So
I don't want to be involved in a war. I want to go home.
That's fair enough. You've already seen part of my war anyway, Sidewinder. That school, I'm gonna blow it up soon. They've got 20 kids in there. They've got a new one the other night. Some fancy red dressed girl I saw being taken in there last
Did
night.
someone just say my two favorite words, blow and up?
She gives you a smirk. But she's like, look, I can make it all right with Grace. I can, make sure that you guys get paid and whatever. If you want to leave, you can leave. That's fine by me. I don't mind, and you will still get paid. Or
I still want to know who they are.
right. So they are the institution of the school. The school are the most messed up group of people who take kids and do experiments on them to see if they can force meta traits to be expressed, to see if they can make super beings.
Wow,
And at this moment, Wolf is getting very triggered and a bit pissed off.
She
Glad we can find something to agree on.
the girl you saw that I was looking after, that would be Sarah. She was number 21. She was going to be well, I don't know what was going to happen to her really. Either killed or thrown out on the streets. Probably killed actually, because she's functional enough.
So how much would we be paid for blowing up the school, helping you with it?
Well, they have enough equipment that if you wanted to go in there, anything you find, I don't care. I don't need the money. Any money that you find on any of the guards, any of the equipment you find on there, and you want to sell it, do it. I don't care. Any information, and she looks suspiciously direct at you, Borealis, when she says information. Any information you glean, you can sell. Apart from anything that involves me, Sam, or this institution.
So,
What do you guys think?
I'm more than in. I would like to speak to you privately, please.
Yes.
I mean, I'm all up for blowing stuff up, and the more money the merrier. But the first aim in the game is to get these kids back.
By the sounds of it, we can't get the kids back until morning anyway. Because
Leave the kids here in a safe haven, go blow up the place, then come back
exactly.
and get back in the van.
The only problem is that what happens if we get chased and then something happens to us?
That's what I'm saying. Tonight,
That's why they're here.
leave it tonight. It's not worth it. They expect another fight. They won't expect another fight tomorrow. You can or the next day actually. It should be quite low. And she sort of always does calculations in her brain, and she goes, "I think we can have 2 days until we find a low in their security." She turns to you, Sidewinder, and goes, "I assume you want to take the students back."
Well, that is the mission.
I have preparations to make.
So, seeing as how, what do you say, Major?
I have preparations to make. I walk off around the corner and just briefly begin just calculating and thinking.
Seeing as how the objective of this is to, or was to get the students out, how about you guys can stay here and plan your assault? I take the students back to the Blades and therefore complete that mission and then get all my equipment and then come back and help you out.
That makes sense.
She looks at Sidewinder with a deep sense of respect, and she sort of goes, that is agreeable to me. And
although I would like you to phone ahead to Grace and let her know that I will be coming alone and I haven't murdered my team, because her companion seemed very keen on killing me for such reasoning, and I would rather survive to come back and help.
Ah, Bulldozer, yes, him and his interesting temper.
And his lovely gun.
Yeah.
Ashton, who do you want to speak to privately?
I believe it might have been me. But yes, on your return, I will see what I can do to find us some more equipment, shall we say. I think I might have something that will interest you, Sidewinder. And I'll chat with you a bit more, Borealis. You interest me.
What have you got so far in weapons and explosives and stuff?
Here, not a lot. In my other place, I've got some things which will interest you. And she gives a smile, and before she goes out, she goes over to the stairwell and goes, "Oi, Jason, you down there?" "Yeah, I'm there. What up? Look, I need roll mats. I need sleepover gear. Can you get some?" "Yeah, all right." Such a nag. That's Jason. Nice enough, but a bit of an idiot. She goes and she sort of sets up like screens, making sort of almost like bed areas. She makes like one big area for the students, and she sort of sets you guys up with sort of vague areas for you guys to do whatever in.
I've got a question.
Yeah.
As they're setting up, I'm going to be talking to her. We're going into a facility, right? This testing facility.
Yes.
Surely they're going to have to use medical supplies. What do we do with them?
I will take the medical supplies. So I need every little bit that I can get for this hospital. If I have any left over, if any surplus, alright, you need fixing up. I don't care if it's a good guy or a bad guy. As long as you're in this hospital, I will fix you out.
Agreed.
No,
Sam
my job is I'll need that.
Followed by Jason, who has like roll mats aplenty and just sort of starts chucking them at the students and starts chucking like
So
bed rolls.
they're doing setup, so I quickly pull Gamma aside. A talk.
Very well. Make use of the facility as you like. And she gives a sort of a nod and leads. Sam, do you mind if I borrow your office?
What to for us?
May I borrow your office?
Oh, I leaned back in the chair, being like, and I'm taking one of them, just like thinking about all these people in the hospital, non-injured people.
I'm not going to wreck anything, and I assure you we'll get all the meds you need.
And then I look directly at Gamma and be like, okay, but you know where the duct tape is.
Surprisingly, he's the calm one in this chaotic group.
Yep, absolutely. Duct tape it is. By the way, the only one who's allowed to go into any of our meetings impromptu is Sam. This is her hospital, this is her room. So, respect to the doctor, please. She says as she brings out the duct tape. Or is it he brings out the duct tape? We don't know. Don't know what day it is today.
Dun, 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 dun.
Don't know what the moon phase is. In fact, Gamma actually turns to her and goes, "So, what is it today?"
Let's see, but yesterday we had the half moon, but it's now waxing. There's a sweet scent on the air. I think it's gonna be a he today.
She's sort of trying to follow your logic. Like she's trying to almost. You're seeing her try to work out the logic of what you're gonna be on any one day, and because you keep on messing with her, she just goes, "Sam, everybody."
And Wolf just goes, "Wait, what?"
Sam, you
Perhaps my apologies. Gender cycles follow the cycles of the moon itself. It is not uncommon, and some courtiers in ancient Japan used to do the same thing.
Glad one of us understands.
But no, I don't actually follow this. I just do it to mess with Gamma.
Damn
She
it.
knows I mess with her.
Damn it, Sam. I thought that was going on to something. Fine. Anyway, you, Bastion, you wanted to chat. And
Yes.
and heads into the office.
Alright. First off, because I now know you're Gamma and this orc is Sam.
Mm-hmm.
This was for you, a courier job.
She looks at the box and she recognises the astrological sign of Taurus. And she goes, "Ah, brilliant, it's here." And and she puts her hand on the box, and you hear some clicks coming from the box before she takes out a knife and takes the ribbon off and opens it. And then you see some very well-known things called flashpacks. Lots of them in this box. And she's going, "Oh, these are brilliant. Hey, Sam, they've arrived. Yes." You also notice...
Wolf is standing by the door and just kind of putting his ear to it, listening in. It's like, what's going on?
Before we begin, I'm going to check if there's anybody listening in, because that's what Bastion would do. He doesn't like interlopers.
Do a perception check, and Wolf do a stealth check.
Damn it!
Ah. You're found. Push to talk.
Yeah, whilst you were found, whilst you were really quite quiet, unfortunately, you're quite a large guy, and there's sort of that misted glass, and your shadow is there, and you forgot about the fact that your shadow is there. So, yeah, you are spotted.
Yeah, I go, do you mind providing us some privacy?
Maybe.
I'm not speaking to Wolf, I'm speaking to Gamma.
Well, you want me to leave?
No,
Oh, him.
I want the soldier boy to leave.
No
I
worries.
think he's talking about me. I'll leave.
I'm sure Jason could do some help.
I'm gonna go sort out my guns. Wolf then leaves to go find a table to go do some cleaning of his guns.
Is there anybody else listening?
No.
Not listening.
I presume Sidewine is just doing his thing. Okay, in which case, is there any seats in this room?
Yes, there's 2 seats in front of a desk. Abby,
Right.
I want you to roll 8 dice. Ooh, there you go. Helps if I actually roll. Oh wait, see, I don't use this. This is silly. This is why I don't use it. There you go. So where is Sam at this moment in time?
When you say Sam, you're talking about me?
No,
Or
no.
others? Okay,
You're
right. Cool.
Borealis.
So Sam was outside the office, but there's a very audible thud against the door, and there's no response coming out from Sam.
You are out for 3 rounds. And Gamma goes, take a seat, hold on. And she looks out the door and she finds the unconscious, the seemingly unconscious figure of Sam on the floor, which she sort of puts on one of the chairs outside, makes Sam comfortable, very very carefully trying to make sure that Sam is okay before coming back in again. You see this Bastion because she left the door open. And comes back in again and sits back down in Sam's chair.
I sit in a chair and quickly just... Sorry, I've had a long day.
Yeah, I can see. I'll get Sam on you as soon as possible. I'll get on Sam
Later.
on you later.
Look, that's not of my concern right now.
Speak your piece.
I'm looking for a woman. Angela Palinta.
Description?
Name ring a bell. Description relay.
So you relay that this brunette girl with green
14.
14-year-old girl with brunette hair, startling green eyes, and wearing a very bright and very well made red dress. To which she leans back in the chair, and she goes, "Ah, the new one. Yes, I've seen her.
Where?
The school.
We're going there.
Yeah, we are. Not tonight. It's too early.
To blow it up.
But we will get them out. We're gonna get the lot of them out.
If anything has happened to them, and I trust your judgment, I may die fighting you, but I will fight you. And I just walk out. I'm done. He's so fucking done.
Yeah. So after a little while, she gives you like space to walk through, and as you walk through, you see Sam unconscious. And I presume you walk up to the little area that has been made aside for you, or do you
I see if there's just an empty room somewhere.
It's not really like that. There's basically one big room with an office, and then another floor that's plain, that they've put up like sort of screens between areas to make rooms, so to speak.
But there's a corridor.
There's a stairwell.
Why not just sit in the stairwell?
Fair enough. She eventually.
He needs some space.
Yeah, she eventually comes out, and she sort of rouses Sam, and she sort of shakes you. It's been 3 rounds now. Hey Sam, you alright?
I grunt, just a little. Coming to like as it's waking up from a deep sleep. I just rubbing my forehead, like, oh, I think I need some coffee now. Oh.
I'm sure Twitchy can make you some coffee with his other hand. But yeah, you suddenly fell asleep on us. That Bastion kid is pretty peeved about this Angela girl. So yeah,
He's been through a lot of shit.
he's pretty beat up at the moment. He's seen the blood on him. He could probably do with some tending to at least.
I have my pack with my running gear in it and everything, like, just all my gear, which I packed earlier. So I'll probably change into my running suit.
Yeah, he's currently sat on the stairwell, looking a bit, well,
crap.
Yeah. And she goes, "Okay, I'm gonna go check on the others. I'll catch you later for my own check over. I'm fine though, but check on these guys. They've agreed to help me blow up the facility and get those kids out."
Because, god damn it, I can't leave the innocents.
So what time is it now? Is it nearly morning?
It's about... So you got there, it was starting to sunset, so it's about midnight now. You've set yourselves up.
She's not sleeping very well.
When do we get this equipment?
So Gamma goes back up the stairs, and she takes you aside, Borealis, and she sits in the window, and she she speaks lowly to you. So you've got some interestingness about you.
What makes you say that? What's so interesting about me?
You have an aura about you.
Well, I can speak to whales, if that's what you mean.
She laughs. Well, is that because of your... I actually don't know where you come from. Where do you come from? The accent's not English.
No, although my accent has... I've been in the UK for a long time now, so my accent has sort of diminished, but I'm from the Faroe Islands. From Falls Harbour.
Ah, nice. You notice that her accent is also not fully British either.
Where are you from?
USA.
USA. Oh dear.
Yeah.
Yeah. What brings you to the UK?
things happened. A mate of mine got in trouble. His brother got taken, and his friend got taken by this gang, which was like a splinter group of the Moons. Needless to say, I came over to help escaping, and she retells this big tale of how she escaped. Basically, the inescapable city in the USA, which was basically run by dragons. It was it's Boston, and in Boston you can't get out because the army and the dragon will basically stop you, and somehow she managed to get out to try and rescue her friend's brother and all this jazz.
It's hard being an expat, isn't it, in the UK? It's taken me 10 years just to learn the rules of cricket.
I don't
You can't
understand them
do it.
either. It just looks like rounders to me.
Softball. Yeah. So how did you get out of Boston? What skills do you have?
She lays her hand on your shoulder, and then she whispers something in your mind. I have the same sort of powers as you. A bit stronger than you, though. And then releases your shoulder.
Well, that was weird. So can you teach me?
The whole... this?
Yeah.
Not
Being
quite.
telepathic would be useful.
It's not quite telepathy. It's... So you're a techie, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm a techie. So I have the ability, and I've worked at this ability for a long time, and it's a harrowing experience to get this ability, but I can now talk physically with computers just by touch as well.
That sounds useful.
Oh yeah, it's fun.
What's so harrowing about getting it?
It's called submersion. You know when you go unconscious? Have you ever gone unconscious in your Matrix powers?
Many times. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not very good at it, basically.
I can teach you a bit more of that. That's no problem. But when you go unconscious in the Matrix, you're physically unconscious. When you go unconscious and submerge yourself, you find a whole new layer of the Matrix. It's like a mage seeing the spirit realm. Although I have to
That's cool.
it is. I would love to see the spirit realm. It would be cool. But yeah, we see computers, they see spirits. It's all good. I can teach you a bit more of that. If you're agreeing to come and help me blow up this facility, then I can teach you a bit more.
That sounds like a deal to me.
She shakes her hand. She goes, well, I've got hopefully got a gun that will keep your army friend amused. I know that Sidewinder has a particular skill that he's been lacking the equipment to use.
He's like Liam Neeson. He has a particular set of skills. Just needs the tools to use them to do it with.
I have a particular set of skills of blowing stuff up and ruining it.
And Bastion, well, depends on when he gets out of this rut of his. Granted, the kids aren't going to be good when we find them. It's not going to be a pretty picture, I shall warn. But there's just no way.
We've seen some stuff. We've seen some stuff.
She leans out the window and she points across the street, and you look in the window and you can see a man whose arm is only half formed. Like, it looked like one side of his body still is trying to be that of a baby, whilst the other half is that of a much older man.
This is a very messed up image that I have in my head right now.
Yep. She goes, that's the sort of thing that is around here, and that's the sort of thing that the school is trying to reproduce. And she says she almost spits. She has extreme hatred for the school.
I can see that.
Anyway,
I say we need to kit up, get ready to move out first light.
yeah, and she sort of shows you to your little bunk, and she also is like, look, if one of you could chat to Bastion, make sure that he gets seen by Sam. He's a kid. I know what he's probably thinking. He's probably thinking, go in, all guns blazing, get the kid out, sorted. But it ain't going to be like that. It's going to be, get in there, find the kids. Sidewinder's been in that facility already. He knows how messed up it is in there. And we were just yeah.
So you're saying Bastion's a bit of a loose cannon here?
Bastion's angry enough that he could be.
Wondering whether we leave him behind.
I doubt you. I doubt he would let you. But he could be useful anyway. And if that rage is channeled correctly, well, it's like doing a data spike. She looks to your face to see if you understand what she means by data spike.
Yeah, I know what a data spike is.
Good. I'm glad you understand that one. Awesome. One less thing for me to explain to you. Just make sure that he gets seen. Make sure that he gets that wound of his looked at. Make sure everyone gets as much sleep as possible. It's gonna be one hell of a day that we start. We're gonna move on the second day, and the first day we're gonna see if we can get that lovely equipment.
Got it.
She goes to her pocket and she takes out a bottle, or a hip flask actually, and she takes a proper swig of it, sort of pulling her face. Goes, right, now to go see Sam before Sam comes to duct tapes me to something. And she sort of hops off the sill, and you notice that she's now a lot stiffer, and she seems to be ever so slightly limping, and she's sort of clutching her stomach a little bit.
You okay there? What's wrong?
Well, I kind of had a run-in before yesterday. Sam fixed me up. I needed to go into the school, get Sarah out whilst I'm still only half healed.
Sounds like you should be resting.
I should be, but the kids can't wait.
Look, if you're going to be a liability on this, we can't. It's going to jeopardise the mission.
It's all right. What I'll do is, if I'm not well enough, I'll keep tap to you, and I'll help remotely if I can't make it.
Right. Okay.
Don't worry, I'm not going to leave you guys. I'm still going to go on this mission, whether physically or.
All right. Well, I'm going to get some shut eye because I feel like that's going to be a priority here.
Yeah.
You
notice that you seem to have acquired 2 pillows.
Sorry?
Do you notice that in your area there's actually 2 pillows? One's a particularly flat pillow.
Right.
You need to really get your sleep. And she indicates,
Yeah.
And she leaves down the stairs.
Okay. I'm going to use the non-really flat pillow and get some sleep. Being introverted here, hard to get. Yeah.
She goes up to Sidewinder next. Hey, I'm really glad. I'm slightly confused that you're back, that you'd come back into this drac hole, but it's nice to see a face who isn't a complete lunatic.
I think you might be making an assumption there, but I just go where the money is, so
That's fair. That's
here I
fair.
am.
Same here. If I could find any jobs worth my time. And this one currently has my attention. I told your computer savvy friend this, but I don't know which one of you might be best at talking to Bastion at some point. But you know, the kid, whatever happened with this kid, or this new kid that's been entered into the school, it's really shook him up, and he's really not looking too great either. I don't know. Maybe you or Wolf could chat to him later when he's stopped simmering completely. Make sure he's alright.
Him and I have had some quite deep conversations before.
She looks over her shoulder at Wolf. Well, I'll leave it to your better judgment. I don't know the guy well enough. But
I'll do it.
He's
I
pretty
can speak
shook
to him
up.
in a bit.
Yeah, he's looking a bit beaten up. I'm gonna go to Sam now because he's going to duct tape me to the table at some point if I don't. So, yeah. You guys can all make perception checks about her or about the room or whatever, whenever you like.
Right, actually, I'm asleep, aren't I? Yeah.
Yeah. It's a very comfortable pillow.
Oh well, my perception check is bugger all because I got a 5 and a 6 and 2 1s.
Yeah. So, Sidewinder, you do notice that she's wearing the same suit as she was before. It's been very carefully sewn up along her stomach, and there's a sew mark across one shoulder. And you notice that as she's sort of talking to you, she's holding one arm across her stomach, and the arm which has the other sew mark, she's sort of letting hang loose a bit.
You need to see a doctor. You need to stop talking to us and see a doctor.
I saw a doctor yesterday. And then
Go and see another one.
I'm going to go see Sam. Sam's going to duct tape me to a table. Probably. She'll threaten anyone who tries to move too early. If you try to move too early from when you should be resting, duct tape comes out and then Sam duct tapes you.
Well, go get duct taped then. Store all this out in the morning.
Alright. See you later. And she sort of claps you on the shoulder, Sidewinder, and heads down the stairs. Pausing briefly at Bastion, but thinks better of speaking to him and carries on to find Sam. Hi. I might need some attention, please.
Yeah.
I'm
So,
comfortably.
Simon's just standing there looking at you with the duct tape in hand and just going,
I'm sorry.
I love that sound.
It is a good sound.
That sound is the best.
so, I did warn you. I said you weren't quite ready. 3 more days. No, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to duct tape you.
I promised I'd come back, and I'm giving myself up willingly. I surrender. And then she just does it. I surrender with one arm.
So Sam goes up and starts checking to make sure that none of the wounds have been made worse.
Yeah. So she lies down on the typical bench, and you do your medicine check. To see what you can see, why she is not feeling herself. Yeah. yeah, so what is all of you doing whilst Gamma is being mindly sensible?
Thinking, meditating.
Well, Wolf is still cleaning his guns at the minute, so
Shiny, shiny, shiny.
shiny guns.
Wolf just has this one bit of his gun where he's just going.
Occasionally, like the student will sort of like one of the students will peek around the corner at you before sort of, if any of you like look up, they just sort of scurry back into the student zone. Yeah, your all you notice is that bruising is a hell of a lot worse than when you left it. That's a lot of running.
Oh, okay. I shake my head and like, okay. I think, you know what? This is for you. I'm taking you to the bed.
But it's uncomfortable.
Well, that smells like something else is going on.
No, I promise I won't get up, okay? It's fine. Sarah had to get out. Where is Sarah? Is she in the basement?
So, what happened?
Broke in, and they were bringing in a new person, and they only allow 20 students, so that's why I knew that Sarah was going to be next on their hit list. And so I got in, and I found the sort of bedroom they were keeping her in, and I smashed the window in. Unfortunately, they also noticed me smashing a window in and dragging a kid through it, and it wasn't too fun. I was running a lot.
This is why I say you need a few days rest. A few days, at least.
I'm sorry. She purposely like splays her hair out. Her eyes have gone sort of a slight a sort of sparkly blue colour. Like she's clearly amused. You know her well enough to know that red is bad and blue is probably good.
So I was thinking maybe I should come with you. Just to keep you from dying on us.
Well, the other good thing is I don't necessarily have to be right in the facility. I mean, one of them has technical skills. He's a little new to it, but he's got technical skills, and maybe I can teach him some of it, and I can keep in contact remotely and help him do what my job is. I can keep the gates clear. I can keep an entrance clear for them, and sort of provide them with equipment. If I can't physically get in there, which frankly in my condition I would be surprised if I'm even up and working much tomorrow. But she sort of shifts, trying to make herself a bit more comfortable. Broody over there, he seems like he's seen better, and he's got enough rage in his heart that he'll probably run through a wall and get to get at whatever at this person of his. I was already seeing Sidewinder break into the school, so he knows where it's at. Wolf is ex-army, so that's good, and they've got somebody who can deal with computers, so that's really good. I wonder if anyone knows.
That might go berserk.
I wonder if anyone knows about. Oh, that's a good point. I should check about explosives. And she then sort of. You can see the plotting. You can see her eyes go green, and she's plotting. She's quite clearly plotting now.
Knowing Gamma, Sam realizes that no amount of duct tape is gonna keep her pinned into the bed at this point. The best thing that Sam can do is to try and keep her alive for a bit longer.
Yeah. Look, do you have a wheelchair? That way I don't have to go running, and that'll be a lot less taxing on me.
Could just strap a life support machine to her back.
So Sam is also very conflicted because he doesn't want to leave the hospital for a long period of time in case some sort of patient turns up.
If you can stay here, we're going to be retrieving those 20 kids probably into here, and they're going to be traumatized. They're going to need you here. We're gonna need you at least either in whatever vehicle we can get hold of to get those kids out whilst these guys blow up the place, or here so that you can receive them.
Yeah. Question is, do I trust the nurses that we have?
Do you trust Jason?
And also, can I trust you enough to not get hurt even more? That's my balance. Do I trust the nurse? Or do I trust you? I think I trust the nurse. So I'm going to have to make sure I go with you, push you in the wheelchair, make sure you stay duct tape, and we'll do this mission. How does that sound, Gamma?
She laughs, like she's pained, but she's laughing because she finds it amusing. She was like, I wasn't suggesting me go in a wheelchair and it's on a mission. I wasn't even suggesting me actually being very close to the mission. I was going to take up a position near the facility and keep those doors clear for them, and maybe set off a few things, and maybe muck up a few.
You're going in the wheelchair. You're going in the wheelchair. I'm not having you die on me. You're going in the wheelchair. At this point, Sam is putting his foot.
Her eyes go very light blue, and she's just laughing. She finds it amusing. She's like, "Well, look at you, Sam, getting all brave. Don't go all sleepy on us, all right?" And claps you on the shoulder. It's kind of a very clumsy clap on the shoulder. Yeah. So yes, any of you guys doing anything else?
I have finished making my gun shiny.
Brooding.
My alarm goes off, and yeah, starting to stir.
All right.
It was a nice video.
So the next morning, you guys get up and, or you stay up depending on when you went to sleep, Bastion.
I probably had like a good 6 hours sleep.
Yeah. Did you sleep on the stairs, or did you go to the area assigned to you?
I took one of the mattresses and slept on the stairs.
So you, Bastion, you wake up. When you wake up, you wake up to basically Sam doing the usual thing. You find Jason. Jason is an elf nurse, and he's currently sat literally between the door frames of the hospital. There's this another human. He's wandering around. One thing you do notice is he's got twitchy hand that constantly twitches.
Can I help you?
Oh, I'm just cleaning. It's fine. I'm fine. You alright? You slept on the stairs last night. Surely that's not good for you.
I look at the mattress. I look back at him.
Yeah, stairs. Still uncomfortable. Anyway, yeah.
I've had worse.
Well, there'll be food. I can get some food. I'll bring food up. And Twitchy, this guy who you realise is the guy Gamma and Sam was talking about, called Twitchy, starts heading off towards sort of a makeshift kitchen corner. Borealis, you wake up, the sun starts streaming through the window. You check your matrix, you realise there's There's a few icons around. You notice there's a couple on Gamma. There's loads on Wolf. There's some on Sidewinder. Sidewinder, did you call your van mobile to you last night?
I don't know, did I? I wanted to, but then I
No, I'm saying,
got that was-
did you do it last night? Because she said, in the morning would be the most sensible idea.
I'll do it now then.
Fair enough. So, yeah.
Wait, he can summon his car?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
God's sake!
Passing the
God, I summon you!
Is it a Tesla?
We're going to space now as well.
I would never be caught dead in a Tesla.
So yeah, you summon your
That's
car,
cool.
and you do hear the familiar rumble of your pride and joy rolling up outside the facility.
That's impressive. It arrives like instantaneously. I was expecting it to take a while to drive from where it was parked.
It was about an
I
hour.
love
It was about an hour.
It was an hour later.
Yeah.
An hour later, it was about.
Wolf, you wake up. Your guns are still shiny. There is a little layer of dust on like some of the parts, but you just blow it off.
The guns might kill people and cause havoc, but they must look pristine.
Sam, did you go to bed last night?
Wait, me?
No.
No,
I say Sam.
character Sam.
Character.
Yes. So it was midnight, and then now it's an hour later.
It's about 7 o'clock in the morning.
Okay, so I'm a bit groggy, but yeah, no, I did sleep a little bit last night, as much as I can anyway. With so many people wandering around the facility that are not hurt.
Yeah. Gamma sort of had. She'd obviously tried to sleep, but had failed miserably. And she shuffles herself over into the wheelchair. Has her cloak sort of wrapped around her at this point, and just sort of is wheeling up and down the area, just sort of trying to almost wear herself out, or maybe doing a patrol. You're not entirely sure. She's doing something.
Knock her out.
Sorry?
Could knock her out.
You could knock her out. She's also occasionally throwing a quip at Jason in the window. Things along the lines of, you're practicing your pole dancing.
Say what?
You realise by now that she and Jason have a sarcastic kingship. It's just constant sarcasm between the two of them.
But his satirical life. Yeah, I send a message in the morning to Sharita saying, still alive. Just 2 words.
And she just sends you a heart back.
No.
So yeah, eventually you guys start to smell the delightful scent of bacon.
Does anybody else smell bacon?
One funny thing about my character, doesn't actually like bacon.
Doesn't like bacon?
Nope.
Oh, man.
For me.
Oh,
Like, you
gosh.
notice there's also like bread and butter and jams.
I like bacon. Screw these continental breakfasts. No, fish.
Wolf
Something
hops
like
out
the
of bed.
So Borealis,
Haven't slept at least aside from obviously Gamma, Bastion's probably down there first,
yeah.
I'd reckon. Just like serving himself some like bread, jam, basic rations.
Yeah. It's fortunate because Sam's facility is reasonably empty at the moment. Occasionally somebody might wander in and sort of ask for a splinter to be picked out of a finger, but that's about it at this point. Sam, you get a couple of cred sticks in through the door, which are obvious donations to the facility.
Yeah, I will Gamma over to the donation because Gamma like to protect the facility, so I always made sure that she checked everything because there have been attempts.
Yeah, somebody else knows about that one. Looks at Bastion. But yeah, no. She checks them over. They are indeed cred sticks. They one holds about 50 new yen. One holds about 10 new yen.
Did you as you're going over, Bastion kind of just drops like quick 10 new yen, like kind of carelessly into it, as part of the donation, and just kind of sits down, eating some jam bread.
She sort of looks over at you, realizing you're still in a stormy mood, but sort of.
I'm not in a stormy mood, but I'm just not. It's more of a just subdued.
Yeah, she nods her thanks to you, and
I don't notice it.
She hands to Sam and goes, "Well, looks like you got 70 new yen extra today." Also, your computer upgraded it last night. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. So yeah.
So I keep pushing Gamma. Initially, it looked like I was heading towards the computer, but I then decided that bacon smells too good, and headed towards.
You're quite right, Sam. To food. And at this point, Borealis is like almost tripping down the stairs to get to the bacon sarnies.
I'm a hungry boy.
Is Wolf?
You hear me from upstairs shouting, "Bacon!" as I like jump straight.
I go back upstairs, avoiding, like, sticking to the walls and avoiding Wolf, who kind of just mad dogs it down the stairs.
Gamma again, just her mad laugh. It just fills the air because she is absolutely finding the situation hilarious. All of you now see her eyes are blue today.
I've seen a girl with color changing hair, so this really isn't something special for me.
And she's tucking into a bacon, like a pretty sizable bacon sarnie at this point.
Wolf at this time grabs about 6 loaves of breads and shoves about 12 rashers of bacon into each of the sandwiches, and is now just sitting down gobbling away, and he's just like, "Ah, bacon."
When was the last time you ate?
This is just me on a normal
20 minutes ago. He had
last night.
Yeah, sidewinder.
Wait,
I called Grace last night. Couldn't sleep, so had something to do anyway. She's cool with it. She knows that you're coming by yourself. I even talked to Bulldozer for you. Don't worry. He's on stand down. It's fine. He's not going to shoot you on sight. In fact, he's not.
Good.
I told him if he shoots you, then well, I gotta make sure that he doesn't get any health benefits.
Right. Good.
You just hear Wolf shout with just like a mouthful of bacon. He goes, "I want to shoot a dwarf fight."
I'm not going to follow that with a response. Are the students that we were there to save, are they awake? Are they downstairs?
They are utterly clocked out. They are utterly flat out exhausted. Although one of them is on a bench downstairs with a splint on. Jason had splinted up one of the kids' legs from yesterday.
Right.
You suspect this is the one that may have been seen in the first video falling onto the tracks.
Sam has finished their food, and they have disappeared downstairs to Sarah. checking in on her.
So Sarah is downstairs. There's a couple of other kids down in there, and there is a raft of donated teddies and comfy things and kiddie things down there that you sort of put them down there. There's plenty of light in here because you've made sure of that. And Sarah, the other two kids are trying to get her involved in the game, but she doesn't quite understand what's going on. Like, she's trying to understand what's going on, but doesn't understand what they're saying. And they all see you enter. These two little kids, who you know as Tom and Harry, rush up to you and go, "Sam, it's you, hi!"
So I pet them. It's okay. Go play. I need to check on Sarah.
Yeah, she
So,
doesn't talk
and then
much.
well, I had a lot of people come in yesterday, so it's got a bit busy.
She looks a bit sad. Can you make her happy again, Sam?
That's why I'm here. Okay. So I'm
Okay.
gonna need my space. I need my space. Okay. So go shoot.
Can we have
shoot,
bacon?
shoot.
Can we have bacon? Can we have bacon? Please.
Yes. But you have to stay. Remember, you have to stay down here. So someone will coming down and give it to you. Okay. You gotta wait.
One of the kids, Tommy, has gone up the little stair bit and just sort of peeks their head over the top of the little lip to the basement. And all of you hear this voice of Twitchy, can we have bacon too? Yeah, yes, get in the hole.
More bacon!
And Twitchy gets a loaf of bread and some bacon, and also gets a weird makes a sandwich which is bacon and jam, and brings that behind one of the cabinets and seems to disappear.
So I head towards Sarah, and the first thing I do is I wave in front of them, and then I do the sign for you sign.
Please speak the signs, because frankly I'm too tired to remember BSL, and I don't think half our people understand it either.
So I said basically I'm trying to push the button and sign at the same time, which is hard. So I've said you sign. So when I start asking them, do they know sign language?
Yes, I sign.
So it's like, I know Eleko. I'm trying to remember. It's been so long since I've done British Sign Language, because
It's alright.
I moved. Just a quick backstory. I've moved to Canada 9 years ago, so it's been a while since I've kept up with British Sign Language. This is what the sign language I'm using to communicate with Sarah, and Sarah's communicating back in BSL.
So the two of them are communicating in sign language, and whilst both me and Abby do speak a modicum of sign language, we are going to translate it into English for you.
So the next thing I say is, you okay?
I'm scared. Where's blonde lady?
The blonde lady. So Gamma. So and then I think it's spelled Gamme.
A.
And then I explain that to Sarah that she's upstairs, eating some bacon, but she's duct taped to the wheelchair.
She gives you the quizzical look of, like, She obviously understands some BSL, but not all of it. And the word duct tape goes over her head. But she gets wheelchair. And she looks a bit concerned. And Tommy comes down and he has his bacon jam sandwich now, and he's trying to give Sarah a bacon sandwich as he's sort of munching on his and giving a sandwich to her, and she's sort of very quizzically sort of. Thank you.
So I translate it for Sarah to her instead. She said thank you.
Oh, that's what the arm flapping was. That's her talking.
So, yes, that
BSL arm flapping, yeah, same thing.
He's a 7-year-old boy. It's arm flapping.
yes, Henry. That's what the arm flappy is. It's sign language. You go ahead, I need to talk to Sarah. This is very serious because I have to make sure everything's okay.
Yeah.
So Sam signs to her, says, "I'm just gonna scan you and make sure that you're healthy."
Tommy turns around and he rushes to the corner which has all of the teddies and the pillows, and he literally does a body fling into it, and he literally disappears in a sort of cloud of teddies. And a wee. Was that your previous scan or was that your new scan? So is that a new one? Yeah. So that one. So with that one, she seems very malnourished, very scared. She squirms too much for you to get a real good reading. Before she sort of rushes you, and she just hugs you. And it's at this point, Gamma comes up to a lot of you and goes, "Well, when you finished your bacon sarnies and you've eaten, we shall move on and get you your specialist equipment." And that's where the story is going to be left tonight. The camera pans away from the hospital to a building on the other side of the thoroughfare. There's a chain link fence that has been cut away. There's a door lock that has been busted, a window that has been smashed, and a teddy on a bed with broken glass and blood upon the sheets. And that is where we end tonight. Thank you everybody for coming and watching. Thank you for everybody in chat. Give a holler. I know that at least one of you is here just to troll Abby, so that's always good. So it's does anyone want to tell us where you are going to be when you are not shadowrunning or being awesome like Abby is? Abby, where are you going to be?
My character will probably be at this house, either watching anime, recovering, or trying to find a new mentor for his last months.
So Major Dude Strong is going to be in his house recovering from work and being a sensible boy. Borealis, are you going to be a sensible boy and recover at home and do sensible things?
Yes, I think I might just have to go back to my digs. Enjoy some time at the bar, hang around at the docks with my contacts. Usually good for a few card games. Perudo, I like Perudo.
There you go. Sidewinder, or actually, we're talking to Bulldozer here. What are you going to be doing when you're not playing Sidewinder, the most awesome dwarf?
Working, sleeping, eating, repeating.
Sounds about right. DJ, I believe that you have a stream going on next.
Yes, I'm going to be streaming, most likely PUBG, at 10:15, because that's the time now. DJ Bluefang is my name, of course. On the hat. Preach it. Come find me on Twitch. Come watch.
We'll also be hosting DJ Bluefang's stream on this channel, as a sort of fist bump to my mate over there. So watch it here, watch it on his channel.
Preferably mine.
Well, you're gonna get watchers from everywhere, my dear. Abby, where are you gonna be? What are you gonna be doing?
If I'm not looking after this little one, then I'll probably doing St. John duty, because that would be making sure people actually stay alive while they're having fun.
So there you go,
So
guys.
yeah, there's just my little one I'm looking after.
And how about does the
And
little one want to introduce himself for the cute factor in our stream? Munchkin, what is your name? Tell the world who you are.
what's your name?
Wally.
Hello, Wally, and tell everybody how much they
Wally.
should love your mummy and they should watch and support your mummy.
Yeah, I'm pretty sick today.
He's pretty sick today. He's been looked after by his mummy. You know, she's a medic. She works at the St. John's ambulance. All round good person.
Best charity
right
in the
there.
world for first aid, obviously. Preach
Yeah.
it. Hey!
Yeah,
I've got those.
there you go. DJ has some background with with them as well. So everyone, it's good night from the entire team. Good night from Abby, DJ, Bulldozer, Borealis, and Major. And it's good night from me. Stay safe, and I'll see you on the Matrix next week for The Road to Chaos.